Hello, everyone. How's it going? This is the Ball Metal Nerd coming at you with another wonderful vid. In this one, I thought I would cover a topic I covered nearly 2 years ago. Obviously, I already read the title of this, but the difference between that video and this video is in the original video, I only talked about idiots commenting on videos I did about hi-fi topics. But in this one, I'm just going to talk about trolls in general and what I've learned about them. Over my years here on YouTube and how I currently choose to handle trolls. And what inspired this video, honestly, is I just uploaded a video for Tool's Fear Inoculum, their newest album, and I got a bunch of trolls on that video, which I find kind of funny because I expected a few, but not really the number that I got. Um, and I've noticed that trolls tend to be universal no matter what the video topic is that you do. Trolls all attack in very similar ways because they have tiny brains that can only focus in limited ways. Basically, you've got a few different types of attacks that trolls do. And the most common attack that they do is they will claim that you know nothing about whatever the subject is that the video is about. Like, they'll say, for example, on the Tool video, I've heard that I know nothing about Tool. I've heard all sorts of things. So, but it doesn't matter what the subject is. If it's hi-fi stuff, I'll hear I know nothing about hi-fi, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Right? So you often they try to attack your quote knowledge of whatever any given topic is. What's funny is I never claim to be an authoritative knowledge on anything on this channel ever. I know a thing or two about a thing or two, but I never claim to know everything. I'm always open to learning, but they don't do that. They just say, "Oh, you know nothing. You're stupid," and then they usually follow it up with some sort of personal insult and tell you how much you suck. Right? So that's one common attack that they use. Probably the most common. Sometimes you just get straight personal insults without that veneer of it. Sometimes you're just called stupid or whatever. That's probably the most common one. Oh, occasionally my looks are attacked. I'm called ugly or something along those lines as well. But typically it's my intelligence. Ironically, these geniuses try to attack. And then, of course, you get your pedantic Pete's, where if you slightly mispronounce a word or you slightly misrepresent something that could have just been an honest mistake, they just attack the hell out of you for that. So those are really the only three types of trolls that you get. Now, what's funny about that is, to me, the difference between trolls and legitimate criticism is, of course, the way it's presented. Legitimate criticism might be something along the lines of, "Oh, hey, I was watching the video and you're mistaken about this. Did you consider this?" Or here's a little bit of information about this, and maybe they link a web page. That's constructive, and that is not trolling in the least bit. But getting "you're stupid, you know nothing," and offering no actual information to back up what they said, just trolling. So basically, what I've learned is there's three ways you can deal with these people. The one that I employ probably the most, and I shouldn't, you know how they say don't feed the trolls? Well, I often feed the trolls because I just can't help myself. Because if they're going to come to my video and leave an asinine, stupid comment, well, I then decide to, destroy them with words, often with cuss words, and it's quite amusing. Because very often what will happen is the troll will just ignore your response, and that's the end. Occasionally, though, they do try to fight back, and when they do, it's hilarious because they just prove to continue I'm sorry, continue to prove just how stupid that they are. And it's quite funny, and you get more amusement out of it. So I actually get a fair amount of sick amusement out of engaging with those folks. So that's one method. It's definitely not for everyone, and but that is something you can do. Step two, another thing you can do is simply ignore them. I have definitely employed that tactic a lot. Um, because I get a lot of comments on certain videos, and honestly, I get too many comments to keep up with on certain things, and sometimes a troll may just insult me, and I may just forget about the comment, not really, and I just completely ignore it just because it really wasn't remotely important. And then, of course, the third thing, which I don't really like to do because I don't really like to ban people from my channel, but of course, here on YouTube and other platforms, you can of course ban people from your channel. And I've dropped the ban hammer on a pretty low number of people, considering how many trolls I've gotten over the years. I've only actually banned only 10 people that I feel were, uh, you know, bad enough that it was worth banning them. Right? Only 10, which is a really low number. Considering how many videos I've made and how many trolls I've gotten, I've only banned 10. And funny enough, the vast majority of those people that I banned came from a video, of course, where I dared to besmirch the good name of the Beatles. That was horrific. And I banned a few hi-fi people as well. But that's pretty much it. None of the idiots that commented on my most recent video are worth banning because they didn't say anything that bad. I just, decided to fuck with them a bit. But yeah, nobody's gotten banned yet. Who knows what the future holds? So those are basically the three ways you can handle it. And I have to admit, I am a little surprised about some of the comments I've gotten on my most recent video because typically you get trolls when you speak negatively about something. And I put negatively in air quotes. Usually it's people, their confirmation bias, it just doesn't gel with it. They're like, you insult thing I like. That's the typical reaction of trolls. But what's funny is I actually really praised the album, and I'm still getting these fucking retards. But whatever. I'm getting way too off track here. But anyway, I'd really be interested to hear from you guys how you handle it. If you are like me and you just engage with them, have a little bit of harmless fun, um, totally ignore them or ban them, or a combination of the three. And of course, what every person decides to do is completely up to them. So anyway, that's pretty much it. You guys know what to do. Live long and prosper.